Hello, hello, and welcome to You Are the Miracle podcast. I am Cheyenne Kramer. This is my better half.
I'm Donald Kramer. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good time like we are right now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he has to like get all excited and pumped up before we come on live. So
Pump her up.
sometimes you guys might see us acting totally goofy as we're coming on, but it's all good. So tonight, we want to talk about something that is really it's near and dear to my heart. I don't know. It should be yours too, I would think. There is a quote, and it's actually on the first page of our book called Skip the Politics and Create Heaven on Earth. If you didn't know that book exists and you want to get a copy of it, let us know because it is available on thebookpatch.com. And we would love to have more people reading that book because it really, really gives people not only a lot of background information about what happened to him when he was running for governor of North Carolina, but it also gives kind of some step-by-step ideas about how we can be the change that we're looking for. And so tonight I kind of wanted to get into this, and you could kind of see the shirt here. And I thank our friend Aunt T for having this made for me. And it basically says, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And that is Buckminster Fuller. A lot of people called him Bucky Fuller. And I understand that he had a lot to do with that big golf ball looking thing out here at Epcot Center in Florida. In fact, he had a whole facility in the Orlando area where he was very engaged in a lot of unique type of architecture. He was a brilliant mind.
Oh, yes.
But, if you think about this quote, think about the first part of it. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. I can tell you, I've gone through tons of situations where for me it was about letting go of resistance of what is. And yet how often, and I know you've heard some of this, how often do you hear people out here saying, I'm fighting for this and I'm fighting for that? They stand in the streets and they scream about fighting for this and fighting for that. And yet here we have Bucky Fuller saying, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. It is what it is. So instead of trying to fight what is, we are the ones who have the power to build something new. And that is the second part of this quote is, if you want to create change, you've got to build something new, a new model that makes the existing one obsolete.
That's right.
And if you haven't figured out hanging around listening to us yet, that is hugely what we're all about. And let's stop the fight. Let's accept what is, and let's understand that we have the power to create the changes that we want to see in the world. And we see people who are doing that. I mean, we go lots of places, in the RV, and we get to meet a lot of people. We get to see a lot of things. And there are people who are out here creating new models that can make the old ones obsolete. But we have to stop fighting. We have to stop fighting. In fact, I was listening a little while ago to my friend Audrey Addison Williams was having a pre-meeting today for a big meeting next week. And, she was saying, the most powerful force in the world really is love. And yet, we we're so caught up in the fighting that we're told to fight. The media wants us fighting, and everything's about fighting. And we forget about that simple word called love, and how we have the ability to project love into the world and create change through that.
Well, fighting makes everybody become disorganized.
Oh my, yes.
Love actually creates organization.
Ooh, that is profound, honey. Where'd that one come from?
I just said it.
It just is. There you go.
Which is true. I mean,
it is.
if everybody really deeply think about it, if you keep people fighting, you'll never have anything organized or coming together about anything.
Nope.
Where if you have love, people come together, they can organize, have a better life, a better world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So why do they want to keep us separated? How do they do it? Keep us fighting.
Keep us fighting, you know, whether something is real or whether it's an illusion, we never really know, because we all just keep listening to what we're being told that the truth is in so many different ways. And that, you know, that whatever we're hearing, whatever we're being shown, whatever we're being told, if that's all that we believe in, then the fighting continues. And yet, if we focus here, you know, there's an energy here. There's a force for good here that anyone can access, and anyone can allow themselves to receive ideas on how you can take your special knowledge, your special wisdom, and be able to do something positive with it to help create the positive change in the world that we're looking for. I mean, the world's changing, but I'm not so sure I'd call it positive right now, would you?
Well,
I mean, there are positive things that we never see, right?
That's true.
They're not going to tell us. That's not what people are getting paid to do, is to tell us the good that is happening. But we've seen a lot of the good. It's just that there's still so much chaos. And that was such a great point you made. I really like that. That is so true.
It's people have to stop and just start believing in other people. Find the good in someone. Stop putting them down, saying this and that. You hear this all, especially in politics. You know, this side says the other side did this, that side says they did this, and it goes back and forth. What if we just stop and think, let's try to find something good in the other person?
Or at least common ground.
Yes, common ground, but everybody has some good in them. I don't care. You know, back when I ran for governor in North Carolina, I found good in both of the other parties, which I wasn't a member of. And I talked to individuals.
Yeah.
And it's amazing when you talk to an individual, that person's actually a good person. I don't care if they have a D or an R. If you just stop and listen to them, and listen with both ears open. You know, you were given 2 ears and 1 mouth. Let's use the ears more than the mouth. Everybody. And just start listening to that person. It doesn't matter where they come from, what they look like, or anything like that, or their background. You can find some kind of good in them if you really will listen.
And ask questions.
Yes, ask questions, but listen to them a lot.
It's true. I mean, you know, one of the most successful books of all time was Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And one of those habits was seek first to understand, and then to be understood. So if you're not making an effort to understand another person's viewpoint, why in the world would you be trying to stuff, you know, your knowledge at them? wherever the other person is, you need to know, because then you have a bridge that you can build to be able to meet them halfway, and at least communicate in a way where there could be more understanding. Because that was the cool thing about the fact that you ran as an independent candidate, was that you had people from both sides of the aisle who were willing to sign a petition for you.
That's true.
Because when they talked to you, they understood that you were in a place where you were seeking to pull the best of both sides and put it together. That was what that whole platform was about. It was about, okay, we'll take these things from the D's and these things from the R's, and we're going to put them together, and we're going to create actual solutions.
By taking the good and listening.
That was it.
You take what's good for the people.
Mm-hmm.
Not for some company, corporation, what have you. For the people.
Mm-hmm.
You put people first.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to say I'm a crazy weirdo person, but people have to come first. All people.
Cool people.
Not just a select few, or this group over here, that group over there. All people. They have to be number one. And when you start doing things that are good for the people, things will get better.
Well, and it's true. And here's another piece. When you go back to thinking about this idea of building new systems that make the old obsolete, here's a question for you. Where did we ever get the idea that these people who are way up here, way above and beyond and outside of our communities, when did we ever get the idea that they know what's best for the people in communities?
That's true. Why did we start worshiping these people? That's what gets me.
Yeah, false gods if I ever saw them.
Politicians are just people like you and I.
It's true.
They make mistakes. A lot of mistakes. That's why they're called politicians. No, seriously. Just as much as politicians.
Oh, more. In some cases.
Yes.
When you get down to the community level and you really start to try to understand the challenges that are going on there, it's the people in the communities who understand, not the people who are way up here. They do not have a frame of reference for what's really going on there. And that's why part of our mission is about bringing people together at the community level and get them involved in problem-solving processes, because the people closest to the problems are the ones who know how to solve them.
So you're saying someone in Maine or someone in the state of Washington don't know about what's happening in our area, the little problems, just as we don't know all the little problems in Maine or state of Washington.
It's true. And if you're brave enough to wander into the District of Columbia, I'm sorry, but I truly don't believe there's many people there who truly understand the challenges in our communities at our community level. So instead of begging them to create the change, we have the power to create change, positive change in our communities by engaging the people closest to the problems, asking them their perspectives, and bringing them together to brainstorm new ideas and new solutions. Doesn't that make more logical sense?
Well, we got to remember those politicians in D.C. are supposed to be working for us, not the other way around. Let's get these employees in line.
Yeah, right.
We are the employers.
We're supposed to be the employers, but if we are, we're doing a real bad selection process.
Job, very bad job. These politicians are supposed to be working for us.
Oh, my word.
And they're supposed to be working for the good of us, not for the good of themselves.
Yeah. And,
And I'm not talking about just one side of the aisle. I'm talking about both sides.
It's true. It's true. And, I think people are still afraid to believe, or even to try to believe, that the power to create true change lies with us.
That's true.
I think we have given away our power. We have given our ability to do things for far too long. I mean, I remember, in fact, I was just talking about this yesterday when I was teaching a class, and it kind of came back to me, boom, full force. And I remember back when Hurricane Katrina happened. And I remember how sad and upset I used to feel every time they'd show all those pictures on TV of the people who were trapped in the Superdome, trapped in the convention center. And, it wasn't like there wasn't a lot of notice that this hurricane was coming, because there was quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
What really hurt my heart to see all of that, was the fact that so many people had been trained that they had no choice but to wait for the government to save them. That doesn't feel good to me.
Especially the city government of New Orleans, the state government, the federal government. Remember, they work for you. You don't have to depend on them. They need to depend on us.
Yeah, something like that. And that wasn't that the original intention when the founding fathers put together this republic?
Yes.
It was for us to remain involved, and not just going out once every year or 2 years or 4 years to vote. That was never the intention. I mean, I don't even know. Any idea? Do you have any clue about, are people even doing town halls anymore across the country?
I would say some rural areas are doing them.
Possibly.
Big cities, no.
Yeah. Because at least during those kinds of gatherings, people had an opportunity to come together, brainstorm together, discuss things together, and come up with their own darn solutions. And we've gotten so far away from that. So far away from that. And yet I think Buckminster Fuller was one of the most intelligent people around. He said, we can build new systems that make the old obsolete. And that's what we're out here for. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who get that. We're looking for people who are not afraid to get up and help create change. It's interesting. We see a lot more people who are watching us live when we talk about youth. And when we talk about, a variety of things around youth and some of the challenges of our youth, but we talk about you being responsible to help create change, you don't see as much activity.
No.
I challenge people
to
watch this video, to comment, to like it, to share it. I challenge you, because this is a message that's got to get out to more people.
Definitely. And we're looking for you, even young people.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, because you are the leaders.
Oh my gosh.
If you don't think you're a leader, talk to me.
That's right. We'll help you see that.
You are a leader, and we want you to lead.
Absolutely.
We don't have all the answers,
Mm-mm.
but if we all get together, we can find all the answers. But it's going to be a big team effort.
Exactly. And let's just kind of put this on the table loud and clear. If there are any young people who stumble across this video and think for a second that you don't have the power to create positive change in this world, if it's not you, then who? I want our young people, and I know you want our young people to find hope, because there's a lot. If you're just looking around on social media, you're just looking at what's coming across the TV, there's a whole lot to feel hopeless about.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. But in that hopelessness, there's seeds of hope that every one of us are responsible for doing something about and doing something with. And our young people, they're looking around saying, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. It's like, well, good. Talk to us.
Come together. Talk to us. Let's work together.
Absolutely. Because we want to hear. If you know what you don't like, that's the first step in determining what you would like. If you know what you don't like, then that's the first step in determining what you would like. And then you have the ability to start to take baby steps in that direction. Because that's another problem we have. Too many people, when you talk about us having the power to create change, they get a little bit nervous, right? It's like, oh my God, that's a big elephant. It's like, yeah, it is. But
how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time. And the more people who are chomping on it, the quicker it can be changed. So those are some slightly heavy duty thoughts to think about tonight. And it'll be interesting to see if we get, because we've had quite a few reactions on our last few videos. Not seeing a lot of activity here tonight. That's okay. But let's see. I'm going to challenge you guys. If you watch this, help us to create a new mindset about what's possible. Because Buckminster Fuller was right. We got to stop fighting the existing reality. It is what it is. However, that doesn't mean we collectively can't create a new reality.
Question.
What?
Is this so-called reality real?
Ooh, that's a story for another day.
That's true.
But anyway, we are grateful for anyone and everyone who watches this. We're grateful for all the comments, all the reactions. And if you're brave enough to share it, please do. Because you are the miracle we're looking for. Have a blessed week, everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.